Hi everyone, and welcome back to Power Life's live YouTube channel. My name is Linsey Barusing, or Linsey B, as you might know me around the studio. And it's time for meditation, which is really, really close to my heart. So I would like you to be as comfortable as possible. If you need to pause this video to get any of these things, please do. Blankets, pillows, things that just kind of like form a nest around you and make you feel super at home. Okay, sometimes that's a pillow underneath my neck, maybe even a rolled up blanket underneath my neck and head. Think about the places that have negative space between you and the floor, the backs of your knees if you're laying down, maybe even under your arms. So if you need to pause this video and make yourself a nice nest, it's not overrated, I promise you. It might even change the way that you can kind of fall into relaxation at a better pace. Once you've cozied yourself in, maybe even covered yourself, making sure you're nice and warm, I'd like you just to settle. Find any of the outside stimuli around you. Just kind of fade out and away. Eyes might even close to reduce some of that stimuli around you. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale to just gently persuade any distractions to desist. And to notice the breath, where we feel the breath from the inside out. From the very entrance of your nostrils, down past the sinuses, through your throat, into your lungs, and to just perceive as those lungs fill with capacity where the shape change takes place. In the back, sides, chest, you might even sense that the movement and filling of your lungs then gives rise and fall to your diaphragm, which just gently changes the shape of the organs of the belly as the breath fills. So do you feel any movement in your belly? Down below your front rib line, around into your sides, maybe even just a slight modulation in your low back. As all these places either move or don't move, there's really no right or wrong. Notice which movements and which spaces are more pronounced. And then to notice which spaces are more subtle, less mobile. And then just to notice both of those kinds of qualities of sensation at the same time, the more pronounced and the more subtle, as they work together to create this experience. Not forcing the breath, but just rather being witness to it, being party. Let's see if we can be a little bit more hands-off with our breath. Can we simply let it fill as much or as little as it wants to, and just notice the tiny increments and lengths of each inhale? Maybe even on a count, at your own cadence, count the breath in. And similarly, count the breath out. To find how similar or dissimilar your inhalations and exhalations are. Not changing the breath, but simply observing. Keep with those counts up and down the breath, but this time, maybe start to notice the pauses at the tops and bottoms of the inhales and exhales. Count those too if they are present. And then just visualize this breath. You've got the counts in, out, and any pauses, and they really make the perimeter of your own unique breath shape. Start to visualize that breath shape, even if it does change with every pattern of each unique breath. See this beautiful line drawn up on the inhale, maybe held at the top and then cascading down on the exhale. Maybe holding at the bottom or not. And to notice and appreciate each shape, whether it is perfectly symmetrical or very amoebic-like in quality. Noticing if your shapes come with any colored or electric outlines. And not really holding on to any of these things as we visualize them, but letting them disappear in their own natural way at the end of the breath so that you can start a new drawing in your head. Now, let's add on another layer. Let us make a square. 4 counts in at your own count on the inhale. A 4 count hold at the top. A 4 count descension on your exhale. And a 4 count hold at the bottom. 4 in. 4 hold. 4 down. 4 hold. Continue this pattern and visualize that square that you make, that you draw with those lines and those counts. Knowing that if the breath does not serve you, You are free to make any shapes that call to you. Maybe rectangle with less hold at the top and bottom. Stay with us for a few moments here. And now on to more of a triangle shape. 4 in. No hold this time, just straight back out for 4 counts. And a 4 count basket at the bottom. Triangle shape now. Inhale for 4 at your own pace. As big a breath as you need to take. Exhale for 4. And then come back down along the bottom of the breath. Take that over on your own. And really honor however your breath needs to move. So if there need to be tiny tweaks, you're completely empowered to find something that nourishes you instead of depletes you. Now that you've got your solid triangle shape, let's play one more time with the breath just to de-stress and really activate that rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. We will stick with the 4 counts in. So let's do that now. 4 counts in, but 5 counts out. And a hold at the bottom for as long as feels good to you. 4 in. And 5 out. Special pronunciation on that exhale. Let it be really the focus or the highlight of this shape. And if that feels comfortable, perhaps even 1 or 2 counts longer on your exhale. See how it feels. Toy around with it a little bit. Maybe feeling warm waves of relaxation coming over you with each exhale. Knowing that this is working on you in its own special way that we need not dissect right now, but that you can enhance the experience by visualizing this melting and relaxing of your bones, of your tissues, as you pronunciate your exhale. Let's let our mind's eye shift away from the shape of the breath. And just know that that exhale remains important for the rest of our meditation. Take your mind's eye all the way down to your toes and inside your feet to sense some space within the feet and toes, to feel any tensions or tinglings. To really look in every crook, crevice, and cranny inside the foot. Breathe in. Emphasize your exhale and just envision your feet and toes completely dissolving and relaxing, really letting the floor take all of their weight, even if it means that they flop out and change a little bit of shape. Mind's eye creeps up now toward your lower leg, the shin bone, the meat and connective tissues along the shin bone, behind the shin bone, in and around the calf, all parts of the musculature, even the tendons and things that kind of hold and tether things together. Notice how they feel. Be investigative from the inside out. Breathe in. And exhale to melt your lower legs. Let them become squishy and floppy and useless. Mind's eye creeps upward past kneecaps toward all this upper leg meat. Dive deep down and into the sensation behind your work muscles that are all of your hamstrings, your quadriceps. And without changing anything, just look for any tensions or holdings or feelings. Have there been things that have been holding without you even realizing? Breathe in. And breathe all the way out. Let your legs become heavy as they can. Down, down into the space below you. Just feel all the muscles become really flaccid. They almost seem to drip away from bone. Shifting mind's eye now to your pelvis bones and the space between this little area of pelvic bone. Noticing if hips are rather tight or relaxed. And not to provoke change yet, but just to really feel into all sides of the pelvis, the front, the right side, the back, right across that crest and over to the left side. Breathe in. Sigh it out audibly and let all of these bones kind of drip away from one another and relax downward toward the floor. Completely trusting of their surroundings to support them and to hold them in place without them having to try. Now to the belly. This place that moved so freely at the beginning of practice. Just notice anything that swims around this area from the inside out. The belly, a huge, huge source of information from there to our brain. So if we feel any tension there, sometimes it can manifest as anxiety. Can you consciously relax the belly on this next inhale and pronounced exhale? Just let there be some space in there for everything to relax. And just trusting that any information that comes from there right now is not to be interpreted as fight or flight, but more just as visceral information, as feeling. Take your mind's eye to your chest. See if you can let all the musculature around the breastbone and the sternum just dissolve with every breath out. It kind of relaxes. With every breath in, you feel. And with every breath out, it just becomes a little bit more relaxed, as though you have no worries. Because you don't, especially during this time of meditation. Let's take a more dramatic breath in before we move on from this space. And exhale to completely free this zone. Head, neck, and shoulders as one sensation. Group them together in your mind's eye. Just see all the way from your tips of your shoulders up and through the entire cranium. What's going on there? Not just looking for any muscular tensions, but any muddiness in your thoughts. If they're unclear, just begin to notice kind of that sort of tension as well. And then let's just clear any of that tension on any level away on this next breath in. And exhale just to clear that all out. To become very relaxed through shoulders, neck, and head as it releases down and into the mat, but also free and clear through the mind space. Trusting me that there's nothing to worry about or solve for the next few moments as we finish our meditation. Feel your biceps, your triceps, everything that wraps around this humeral head, and just feel what's going on here from the inside out. Is there heaviness, lightness, movement? Breathe in. Breathe out. Let them become super, super heavy. And become very conscious of your forearms. Is there a different quality of sensation in your forearms than your upper arms? Do they feel very open or more tight? As you breathe in, just feel and notice any rigidities left in the forearms. And then exhale to let those rigidities soften and smooth. Mind seeps down now into every crevice, nook, and cranny of your hands. These very important tools that are left to just rest and be right now, to recharge. So they might serve you throughout the rest of your day. Notice the sensations within each palm, within each finger individually. Try that now. Breathe in to feel. Breathe out to relax your fingers, even if that means they fall out and open. Circle your entire body with your consciousness. Feel everything is one sensation. Toes, calves, shins, all the way up to your femur bones, your pelvis, your belly, your chest, your head, neck, and shoulders, your arm bones, your forearms, your hands. One last breath in. Longest breath out of the meditation. Feeling yourself completely relaxed in this blissful state of having nothing to do, nowhere to be, and really nothing to prove. Let's swim here for just a few moments. You may stay here for as long as serves you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.